Hello Journey friends, and welcome back to this week's Along the Journey. Today it's my privilege to be outside of the Vienna Fire and Rescue Station number 20 here along Robin Hood Road. And I got to tell you, not only have I always had a great high respect and appreciation for the men and women who serve our fire and rescue units across the country, but I've also just been very fascinated. As a kid, it was one of my favorite things to think about and dream about, coming down that fire pole and being sent out on the truck. It was one of my favorite TV shows as well. If any of you remember Emergency. Unit 51 there in LA County. Man, all of the things they got into. But one thing about fire and rescue units is that they are fully trained. They are equipped. They have all of their equipment ready. It is prepared because the call comes in at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when it comes, they have to be willing, ready, with great courage to go out and perform their rescue activities and efforts. And really, they're life-saving. They're called to the scenes of these wrecks where they're trying to actually save people, get them the help they needed. They're called to help save possessions and property when the fire bell rings. And so this week in our journey, Blue Year, Section 2, Unit 3, we're going to be considering one of the other purposes of the church, of being a mission to non-kingdom people, of being a place for which, yes, a safe place of spiritual growth, like we talked about last week, and yes, a place for equipping of disciple makers, like we're going to talk about next week. But at some point, it has to be a place for which we are called to rescue and be sent into the world. We can't simply hang a sign or a shingle and say, hey, they can come to us. That would be as effective and really as silly as the fire department saying, hey, we've got all the equipment here, we're fully prepared, but at your next emergency, you come to us. We're not coming to you. And so this week, another mission of the local church. And so this week, grounded and emphasized in Matthew 28, 19 and 20, go, be sent, make disciples, teach others what Jesus has taught us to observe. We're going to look at three key emphasis points. The first of those is in your summary section in the truth. And really it's about the local function of the church, the Christ's mission in the church. That it must embrace three specific grace commitments in order to be effective in its community. One of those is it must be ready to give answers to the least and the lost. There are many theological questions out there. We need to be sent and ready to answer those questions. The second of those is that we need to be accepting of the least and the lost, exactly where they are, that they may come in and hear the good news of the gospel. And then thirdly, that we must be intentional in our going and our seeking. And so as you look at those elements of the summary this week, again, we want to stress that as Jesus said, his mission was to seek and to save that which was lost. We too will follow a very similar Christ-like mission. In fact, it's interesting. Did you know that the name Yeshua, the name of Jesus in Hebrew, his given name, Yeshua, actually means to deliver or to save or to rescue, really? When we're following the example, the model of Yeshua, then we too are on a rescue mission. And I think that needs to be more in the forefront of why we go through Journey and live. That's how we live missionally. Okay, so the second point this week is going to be in the equipping. Two questions. How well equipped do you feel to be on a rescue mission? And then secondly, how well equipped are you at meeting the needs? So we're sharing God's love not only in word, but also in deed. And so if we're meeting needs, we need to be equipped for that as well. So are you familiar with the local ministries that we serve in order to maybe guide or point someone that needs help and assistance? And then thirdly, on the accountability section, continuing the theme, it's really a time for you to be held accountable with one another in your group, but also with yourself. How well connected are you with Christ's mission to non-kingdom people, both across the street, across the tracks, and across the ocean? That's a point of emphasis this week. Have you identified areas across the street, the track, and the ocean for you to be connected and engaged with non-kingdom people? So a great week, hopefully a great motivational week for us to be out, to be part of this mission. And while we definitely know that these folks here are prepared and ready and willing, thankfully, very appreciative for their help and support, let's not put them to the test. Let's be careful of what we do. Don't play with fire, drive safely, and we'll see you again along the journey. Blessings, friends.